Somewhere in my memory cries the joy of our Christmas, living in my memory. All of the music, all of the magic, all of the family home here with me.
Hey.
Hello and welcome to the spoiler cast. Right before we started recording, I got the Christmas spirit in me. I got the spirits. So I just felt like the spirits got me, you know. So I wanted to sing a little Christmas tune, and that was the shortest one I could find. It's Somewhere in My Memory from Home Alone, another Christmas classic that we've already talked about in an earlier year, so we won't talk about it now.
No.
My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. And today we're going to talk about another Christmas classic. It's the 1945
Yes.
screwball comedy Christmas in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Hey!
You know what?
Yeah?
Counts as a Christmas movie to me.
Good. Yeah. Directed by Peter Godfrey, written by Lionel Hauser, Adele Comandini, and Eileen Hamilton. It's the story of a food writer, before food blogs were a thing, that has been faking her perfect domestic life on a farm in Connecticut. And now it's all about to come crashing down because her publisher wants her to host for Christmas, and he's coming there. So she needs to create this false, what is it called?
Reality?
False reality of her having
family
a family life on a big farm and being able to cook and stuff. And hilarity ensues.
It sounds just like a plot you could make today with an influencer.
Yeah,
literally.
And you know what? They actually did this. I wasn't able to watch it because I found out literally like 4 hours ago and I couldn't find it. There is a remake from like 92, starring Chris Christopherson. It's a little bit different. He's not an army guy. He's like a ranger, forest guy. What are they called?
Okay, yeah,
whatever.
Forest ranger.
Yeah, who's like house burnt down, so he needs a little bit of Christmas spirit.
Oh no!
So like a TV channel like cooking show says like, we're gonna invite him for Christmas, and the woman who runs is like, but I don't actually know how to cook. So they like throw it together basically. And you know who directed that movie?
No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What?
I don't know. I couldn't find it, but I'm gonna try and watch it at some point this Christmas. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the original 1945 comedy starring Barbara Stanwyck and what's his name? Dennis Morgan, and my favorite in the movie, S.Z. Zakal as Felix Basenak.
Uncle Felix,
who definitely stole the show, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was the first time you saw it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen
First time I've heard of it, I think.
Oh, okay. I've seen it a couple of times. It's one of those movies I found a few years ago, together with a lot of these old classics. So I've seen it a couple of times. But what did you think of Christmas in Connecticut?
I kind of liked it. It had this classic Christmas feel of there's always a little bit of a ruse. There's a little bit of a trying to be something you're not supposed to be. I feel like that's a common thing in Christmas movies. Someone is just trying to fake it over Christmas and hoping that no one realizes.
Yeah, either trying to like, I gotta put on a brave face over Christmas, or like we need to give this person Christmas feeling. Yeah,
there's one of the two.
Yeah, it's always a struggle.
And this one was
and in the end, it all becomes happy again. Yeah,
yeah.
It's a classic Christmas formula, and it works.
And there's love, and there's heartbreak, but everyone's happy in the end.
Yeah.
No, I kind of liked it, actually. I mean, colors would have been nice, but it's from the 40s.
Yeah.
Can't really expect much.
And another similarity with the movie we did 2 weeks ago, it happened on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
is that the war is mentioned and is an integral, well, sort of an integral part of
that's true.
the story. I think this is specifically this one because it happened on Fifth Avenue, came out in 47, wasn't it?
I think so.
Hold on.
That's what we said.
Yeah, 47. So this was actually, I read that this was the first movie that kind of, it's weird to say, like capitalized on like
The war.
the war, that the war was over. They could like make well, sort of over. They could like get people to show up basically because hey, we're celebrating the soldiers basically.
Yeah.
Which this us in a small way. I mean, it starts with a fucking war scene, a Nazi
Sure.
U-boat shooting down an American ship, and I remember turning it on and I was like, "Is this the wrong movie?
right movie?
I don't remember this. There's torpedoes and U-boats and people being marooned." And like, oh no, yeah, that's right. I remember this.
There we go.
There we go. When he comes to the hospital and can't eat food, I was like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It felt like a little bit of a long opening to get to where we were going, but sure.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I guess it could have started in the hospital.
Yeah.
But then it was just like, but why is he in the hospital? That's the thing.
They could have just like, oh, thank God we survived those 15 days on that raft.
Yeah, but hey, if you want to like capture an audience, that is a hell of an opening to have a fucking battle scene in the beginning of your Christmas comedy.
It's probably a way for the girlfriends to go like, no, but it's war.
I think
the boyfriends go, oh, cool.
Yeah, or just the fact once again that like, oh yeah, we gotta celebrate the boys coming home from the war.
Yeah,
capitalize on that. Very cynical, but still, it works.
But yeah, I liked that it was a woman writer who was lying and all that stuff. That was kind of progressive, it feels like, somehow. Yeah,
that she wasn't a fucking housewife.
Yeah.
She was just faking it and getting all the recipes from what is it, Hungarian war refugee.
Yeah.
Felix.
It was weird though that but it's for the story obviously, but that her publisher didn't know it. Like, how did she fake it for him?
Well, her editor, the publisher who owns the magazine and some other magazines, he doesn't know, but her editor who runs that specific magazine, he knew. And
I'm thinking of the Mr. What was his name?
Not Bailey.
Beecham? No.
Yardley. Alexander Yardley.
Yardley.
Yes, right. That Alexander Yardley. Yeah, that he didn't know?
Yeah.
But that's
But it's for the movie. It's for the movie.
Someone had to not know for the movie to work.
Yeah.
Other than the soldier.
Yeah, that's
Mr.
true.
Jones. Jefferson Jones.
Jefferson
Jones?
There are too many names here. I don't recognize half of these people.
No, yeah. However, I gotta say, out of all the movies we're gonna watch, I think this one has the most actors that I do recognize. Because, first of all, Barbara Stanwyck, like a year or two before this, is in one of the like coolest like noir detective stories of all time, Double Indemnity, I think it's called.
See, I recognize her name.
Yeah, you've seen her name, and I've seen her in a couple movies, but that one specifically is really good. She plays like a seductive femme fatale who lures a private eye to kill her husband and she does it with her feminine guile. It's like the archetypal noir story.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Okay.
And then I couldn't place him at first as Z Sakal, who plays Felix. I was like, where have I seen him before? And I looked it up.
I do recognize his face though.
First of all, the first thing I thought of was, I don't remember his name, but the butler, whatever you want to call it, in The Exorcist, who says, "I'm Swiss," when the English director starts calling him a Nazi pig at the party. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
They kind of sound the same, but it's not him.
It's not him.
No. He, however, plays, say, like bartender or waiter or something in Casablanca.
Which I haven't seen Casablanca, so how could I recognize his face? Maybe I've just seen his picture somewhere.
Yeah, no, so he's done a bunch of movies, but that was the one I recognized him from. And then Una O'Connor, who plays Nora, the maid in the house, or whatever you want to call her. She's been in a bunch of movies. I think most notably, at least for me, is Bride of Frankenstein. She plays one of the scared villagers who's hunting the monster in the beginning of the movie, or in the end. I don't remember.
Somewhere in the movie,
she plays one of the villagers. She's go, oh! She does the clap, ah! face when she gets scared by the monster. It's great. It's great. So, that's it. Other than that, of course, when we're going to talk about It's a Wonderful Life, obviously Jimmy Stewart. But other than that, I don't really know anyone in that movie. So this one has the most recognizable faces, for me at least.
Yeah, well, I'm not super versed in the
old movies. Yeah, I know.
Old Hollywood.
Yeah. Not me either. I'm no expert at all. I just happen to recognize enough people in this one. I'm like, oh.
But you've seen this before.
Yes.
How many years ago ish?
Not that long ago, like 3 or 4 years. I think I discovered it when I really started to watch like old Christmas movies. I wanted to get into the classic Christmas movies.
Do you remember what you thought the first time?
I remember I liked it enough that it's one of those that I have saved and kept watching.
Okay.
I never bought it though. I just have it, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But no, I remember liking it quite a bit. And watching it this time, I loved it again. I liked it again. This one is, yes, like you mentioned, it is definitely more Christmassy than It Happened on Fifth Avenue. But I think I like the story in It Happened on Fifth Avenue a little bit more. Both of them,
because that one has more of the Christmas magic.
Yes, exactly.
This one is just, let's get through the holidays without messing this up, basically.
Yeah, it's what we in Sweden call a fash. It's a lot of running through doors, and people aren't who they say they are, and everyone's so flustered all the time. Yeah, I think I called it a farce last time, but I don't think it really translates.
It doesn't translate that well.
They call it screwball in American.
American.
In American. And I'm not a huge fan of screwball, especially not the kind we have here in Sweden, like the screwball stage plays we have.
Oh yeah, no, that goes too far.
They're fun, but it becomes too much.
Yeah, they borderline like bringing in slapstick, which is just the combination gets way too much.
Yeah, and there's that whole the classic like franchise at this point that we have in Sweden, Snålvatten och Jäkelskap.
Yeah,
I don't know, there's no way to translate that.
No.
But they made like that one became super popular like in the early 90s, and I think they made like 2 or 3 sequels with the same characters to that one, and then a bunch of like spiritual sequels with the same cast, but they play other characters.
That's the one. That's the one that my boyfriend's family goes to see every year, every summer.
And I remember the original one is fun, but then I remember the third one, which is called Bröllop och Jäkelskap or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
I like marriage and
mischief.
Mischief, yeah. Marriage and mischief, yeah.
That's pretty good.
That one goes so far; it's too much. That's where I get screwballed out.
Yeah,
and this one
also gets a bit repetitive, even though they're changing the story up. Yeah. It's the same kind of thing.
Same thing, running through doors, nobody knows anything, and like, oh, we gotta hide this from this person. Oh,
and the same actor's always the one that's confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
So this one tones it down.
Yeah, perfect balance. It's a lot of running through doors and like, oh, we gotta hide the baby. Oh,
that one part where it was a bit much was with the baby, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially since she was so Elizabeth was so flustered with that one. Like, I know you don't have a child, but almost everyone knows a little bit about holding a baby.
Yeah, but some people become completely like
that's
they
true.
freeze up completely. So
yeah, I guess.
But then they
could have also just gone with but the baby's sent off to grandma. But yeah, they needed it for the movie.
Yeah, however,
thank God Mr. Jones knew how to bathe a child.
That was.
Did you say Robert? Roberta.
Roberta. Yeah. That's the one thing where, I don't know if you call it that the movie is aged poorly, but when, like, oh, don't you have to give the baby a bath first before putting it to bed? Yeah, of course. And he's like, sorry for asking, but can I watch? I was like, yikes!
Yeah, that's a bit strange.
I know what he means. He just likes the domestic bliss thing.
Yes.
But it sounds like, hey, can I watch your baby take a bath?
Can I watch your naked baby?
Like, oh no!
Ew.
But that's just our modern brains, our modern brain rot ruining the classic, old timey beautiful movie.
Yeah.
But
and when you're home, it's different. When it's on camera, it's weird.
Yeah, it was just like, can I watch your baby take a bath? It's like, oh no,
Sure.
stop. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.
I was a little bit confused about the whole. Well, I'm not confused, but I thought it was a bit much the way she just completely fell head over heels for Jefferson.
Yes.
She was like unable to keep up the ruse almost. It's like she was, I don't know, starstruck or something.
Yeah, when she started asking, like, are you in the habit of kissing married women? And he's like,
yeah,
no.
Do you like someone? Does she like animals? Yeah. Does she live on a farm? Like, dude.
Yeah.
Stop it.
She became a floozy there.
Yeah.
And also it's kind of weird because they introduce two other male leads. One of them doesn't turn out to be a lead. Her editor, whom she has a working relationship with.
Yeah, but he just disappears.
Yeah, he disappears. But then also the guy, the suitor who wants to marry her.
Mr. Sloan.
Mr. Sloan, who has a farm in Connecticut. That's where she got the idea from. Obviously, she's not into him that way. That's why he has been trying to marry her for years, and she keeps she keeps stringing him along like a fucking
but also
bitch.
Turning him down.
Yes, of course.
She does say, "I'm not going to marry you."
But he's a bit of a simp. He's like, well, I'll keep paying for your drinks anyway, queen.
Yeah.
And then she does the forbidden. She says yes. Finally, he's like, oh my god,
it worked.
Yeah, like that. Hey, you mentioned that you could do this with like a food blogger or a food TikToker nowadays. That translates perfectly too. That's the simp in her Discord server. Yeah.
Yeah. That's her.
Her moderator on her subreddit.
I was about to say mod, but that's not always true.
Reddit mods, yes, they are always.
Well, I was thinking about like
Discord mods
Twitch
as well,
or something, but no. Yeah, I guess
not to be presumptuous, but yes, everyone who has a mod title are sad losers. I'm sorry, I'm not much better, but at least I'm not stooping that low, so I can say it.
They get paid though, don't they?
No, they don't.
They don't?
Some do if it's like a actual professional thing, but like most Reddit mods do not get paid. Most Discord mods do not get paid. They do.
No, I was thinking more like Twitch mods, I think.
They if sometimes, but not always.
Yeah, maybe not.
Not always. Editors do, but not not mods.
Or they should at least.
They just do it because they love the streamer so much.
They're watching anyways, so they might as well.
So they can just sit in their chat for 8 hours a day, I guess not having a job then, and just mod their chat. It's insane.
I think a lot of those work from home and like work on commission instead.
Or they're
artists or something.
They're just simps.
Sure, but you need to pay bills.
Well, yeah.
But yes, that would kind of work. You would have, I don't know, it could be her, it could be a biggest fan, it could be someone that has worked with her or someone who's like employed by the same company or something.
Someone from Discord, someone from her Twitch stream or something, who says like,
someone who works for YouTube
well,
or whatever.
I have a house in the country.
Yeah.
You can do it over here if you let me smell your feet.
Ew.
I mean, something like
yeah.
That's always what they're into.
Maybe not go that far though.
You have to if you're gonna make it a modern version. You got to go all in, because then instead of doing a screwball comedy, you kind of do it like a screwball / sex comedy.
Yeah, because it's got to be modern.
Yeah.
Or we don't. We just don't make a new version. Because I had to read up on what the Arnold Schwarzenegger one was. Her manager, Alex Yardley, arranges for her to tape a live show on Christmas, where she'll cook dinner for heroic firefighter.
Okay.
Jefferson Jones.
Yeah.
But no one knows that Elizabeth can't cook. I'm sorry, but how are you, a TV host, cooking on TV and doesn't know how to cook? Like, and no one knows. That's... Because I can understand if everyone knows and there's, like, editing magic. But if no one knows, how the hell are you faking that?
Well, they just have. I mean, every like TV like cook has a team that helps them make the food.
Sure.
When you like see them do their chopping and everything, they don't actually cook the food. Because if anything goes wrong, they gotta have like a backup that someone else made already.
Well, yeah, I know that. I know that some of it's like, oh, we already have it ready chopped over here, and they'd like chop one carrot and then there's 4 all of a sudden already done. Yeah,
because it speeds along the process. I remember when I found that out was a few years ago. Before that I was like blissfully unaware. It was a YouTube channel called Sorted Food. You know them?
Yeah.
Where they have like 2 professional chefs and 3 like regular guys cooking food. And in one episode they mentioned that like their food team had helped them come up with one of the regular guys, the regular non-professional chefs, like recipe. I was like, they have a food team? And we were going back and forth in the chat about it, and I was like, oh, hey, you should put them in the credits, god damn it, because they never had credits on their show. And I mean, I'm not saying I did it, but hey, now, like 2 or 3 years later, they do have credits where they credit the food team, and they talk about the food team much more. You see the food team in the video sometimes.
Because I know I've seen that in other YouTube shows, like Binging with Babish or whatever his name is.
Yeah. They've become...
He's always talked about his team, and now he even like includes his team on camera more.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that. Like, obviously, you can't run the show by yourself.
No. It's same with like when Ellen used to cook on TV, or was it
she
Ellen?
Never cooked. Rachel Ray cooked.
Rachel Ray, but was the other one I'm thinking of? Martha Stewart.
Yes. Yeah. Obviously.
They also like... They cook on TV, but they have certain things already made for them. So certain things are just halfway done already.
And the recipes
they do
are
have
usually
backup in case.
Yeah, the recipes are made up by someone else with her like input.
Yeah.
And that's funny because I think it's Anti-Chef. Have you seen him? Jamie something on YouTube. I
think so.
Yeah. He does the Jamie and Julia, basically what he does.
Julie
and Julia show basically was Jamie and Julia. He cooks by himself. He's a one-man show. And that shows because sometimes he fucks up and keeps that in. But he did some episodes, he does some episodes where he does other famous chefs or cooks. And he's done a couple with, from Martha Stewart's book. Mm-hmm. And so, it's so funny because, when both those episodes, he's like, that's a weird choice when he's reading the recipe because now he's become kind of professional. And everyone in the comments is like, oh, those are not classic Polish pierogies. My grandma used to, it's like, everyone's just shitting on her recipes because she's obviously not a professional. She's just someone who became like famous for cooking on TV, but she's not a professional chef. She's like a homemaker, whatever that is.
Yeah, she's a homemaker. That's why half of her shows were...
decorating,
flower arrangements, and decorating, and
it's like in Sweden we have
arts and crafts, basically.
Yeah, in Sweden we have a guy called Ernst something.
Yes,
Steiger,
something. I don't remember. Kirsch something. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. He's basically the Swedish Martha Stewart. He cooks, he decorates, he like
builds stuff sometimes.
Yeah. He can do everything.
DIYs.
But I'm sure he has an entire team helping him do that.
Oh yes, definitely.
Back to the movie then.
Yes.
So I can see why you have a TV personality who they paint as a cook.
Yeah, but and in magazines, obviously, it's easier to just fake it. Duh. You stage a picture and then you just write.
Yeah, you need to be good at writing, not at cooking.
Exactly, it's fiction.
And that's what she is. She's very good at writing. That's why her...
And she asks Felix about the food so he can just tell her what to write.
Yeah, exactly. But then it all blows up in her face when she actually has to cook. Although she never actually cooks in the movie.
She flips one pancake, and for some reason, she manages to do it perfectly.
Yeah, she flips 3 pancakes, but only one
Well,
works.
yeah. No, she flips 4, technically. 3 when she's practicing,
True.
and then the one when she's doing in front of people, and she manages to do it magically.
Yeah, because it's the little Christmas magic.
Yeah, I guess. And Felix's little prayer in the background there works. Is it,
Please. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you. And that's why he is the best character in the movie.
Yes.
All his everything is hunky-dunky. Oh, pish posh.
Yeah. When just the thing that he asks, what the colossal? What's that mean?
Yeah.
It's a nice little touch.
Calamity.
Calamity. No, I said it in the beginning when he asks one of the chefs at the bar or whatever. He says like colossal. I think it is colossal.
No, wait.
Because they say it's a colossal mess, and he's like, colossal is a good thing.
Oh, maybe.
No.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, and the guy literally quotes like the dictionary.
The Greek something. Yeah, it's a Greek word. Mimini something. Yeah. And how Felix is always orchestrating things, bringing the cow around to break up the wedding, and then he did something else.
Here it is. Early in the film, Uncle Felix asks a black busboy about the meaning of the word catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
The busboy's perfect answer, citing the Greek derivation of catastrophe. Yeah. Anyway,
catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Right.
Yeah.
Word not used often enough. I like catastrophe.
Yeah. But he calls it a catastrophe later, which is actually more of the Swedish version of saying it. Catastrophe.
Yeah.
A catastrophe. Yeah. Irish stew. Oh, it's goulash. No, it's not goulash. Pours all the paprika in it. Now it's goulash.
No, it's goulash.
Yes, that's it.
Irish stew, the one they used in It Happened on Fifth Avenue as well?
I don't remember.
Isn't that what the mother made to make the rich dad fall in love with her?
Might have been. I don't remember. Well, yeah, because they have Irish ancestry.
Blood.
O'Connors. Yeah. Irish stew. What is an Irish stew?
Potatoes, meat, carrots, onions.
Oh yeah, that's goulash.
Yeah, it's just the spices.
Paprika. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because I guess you don't use a lot of paprika in Ireland.
No, Northern Europe, because we can't grow herbs there. Because we have permafrost like 12 months a year. Isn't
paprika a vegetable?
Okay, well, we can't grow paprika here either.
Paprika. Peppers. I don't know.
Bell peppers, yeah.
Bell peppers. Is it squash or zucchini?
Zucchini! Yeah, no. We have turnips. We have like kohlrabi. We have potatoes, obviously. Well, not even potato. We didn't even have potatoes. We had all the root vegetables. No.
Isn't potatoes?
Potatoes are South American. They came to Sweden in like the 1600s or something.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure potatoes originate in
South America. Yeah, because they thought wasn't it like the same with the corn? They kept calling it gold or something.
Something like that. History of the potato. The potato was the first domesticated vegetable in the region of modern-day southern Peru. Yes.
Yeah.
And extreme northwestern Bolivia between 8,000 and 5,000 BC. Wow.
But once it came to Europe, we had a lot of potatoes.
Now potatoes is a staple of northern Scandinavian cuisine, I should say.
Yes.
Because it's
every vegetable that can grow underground is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also it's very calorie dense and it has lots of starch. So if you eat 2 potatoes, it'll fill you up and you won't freeze to death in the cold while you're working.
And they keep for a while if you want to. You keep them in a root cellar.
If you keep them, in a cold and dark cellar, you can and it's not too like damp. You can keep a potato for like I think it's like 8 months or something like that before it actually goes bad.
And one potato can bring you like 20 new ones if you want it to.
Yeah, it's a very versatile little vegetable.
Yeah.
Too bad it's kind of...
love it.
No, I don't. Well, no, I like versions of potatoes. I like mashed potatoes.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things, because it's versatile. You can do anything
that's
with
true,
it,
that's true. But
just boiling is kind of...
No, yeah, exactly. That's the one. Boiled potato. Ugh.
But if you boil it in like a stew...
Sure.
Or in a curry...
Yeah.
We're just talking about potatoes.
This is the potato episode.
Japanese curry with carrots and potatoes and chicken is fantastic.
Although, if we're going to keep talking about that, the Japanese curry, which is kind of based on Indian curry.
Yeah.
It's so weird because, they have, like, it's a finished dish because you have both you have the protein, you have the base, which is potatoes, and then the flavorings with the vegetables and all that. So you have, like, that's a full meal. But then they serve that with rice.
Yes.
And it's like, but you have the potato.
But you do that in India as well.
You do with potatoes?
Yeah, you can have potatoes in their curries as well.
It's so weird. I could...
But depending on the region, I think.
Because just the way we use potatoes, it's always... You have meat, you have the base, which is potatoes, rice, and pasta, and then you have the vegetables.
But potatoes count as a vegetable in Asia mostly.
That I don't.
They're not a base that way because they don't use it as the way we do. They don't have it boiled on the side. They don't have it mashed.
It's one of
fries, but fries are European.
Yeah,
it's a vegetable in the food.
Sure,
usually.
I'm saying this without having tried it, but I don't think I could ever do that. Just have potatoes and rice.
It's delicious.
Yes.
I do it all the time when I make curries. It's so good.
I guess I have to try it. I'll
make you some.
Sure. Anyway, back to the movie. This of the ones we've watched this year, it's definitely the most lighthearted. Like, there are zero stakes here. I mean, she can get fired, but...
lose her job.
That's never going to happen. And even if she does, she's such a good writer, she could get a job at any other fucking magazine. Yeah. So,
or she marries Sloan and doesn't have to work.
But she doesn't want to, actually.
No,
he gets a little
she gets a little convinced though when he's like, but I'll make you fall in love with me eventually. She's like, are you okay with waiting for that? He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait as long as I have to, Queen. He's a sim. Yeah. He's a fucking sim.
But it's kind of like an arranged marriage. Like, you don't have to fall in love to get married. You just... Eventually, you start loving each other the way because you live together and stuff like that. Yeah,
I've actually heard. I'd say it concerningly. More and more people say like arranged marriage is not that bad. It's like, ugh.
It's because people are lonely. It's hard to meet people these days. What if someone just hooked me up and like, yeah, you're getting married?
But what if that person sucks?
I get divorced, I guess. It's like, Mom, can you just bring me someone to marry and I'll just hopefully like them enough. If they're nice enough, you can live with them, share your economy,
sure,
and your house. You don't have to sleep in the same bed if you don't want to. You don't have to. You're just roommates, glorified roommates.
But then it's gonna be very hard when you eventually, or maybe then find someone you love, and you're like, oh, but shit, I'm married to this guy.
Yeah, then you have to divorce and get married to that one instead.
Okay.
I guess it's good for taxes or something.
Yeah, it's a marriage.
I don't know how that works, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe understand it, but I do not agree with it. Like, I couldn't do that.
It's not for you.
No. I mean, unless I really like that person and they arrange it for me, I'm like, sure. I don't care. I don't care if she's unhappy.
That's almost worse.
I'm kidding.
Thank you.
Because then it's not gonna be good either way. Then
no.
Then it's gonna
both have to be somewhat okay with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, it's a forced marriage, and that's not the same thing.
True. Yeah, and usually
that's the bad one.
Usually in arranged marriages, they have like a whole lineup of suitors. You're like, pick one. It's like, I guess I like you the most out of these idiots.
It's like speed dating, but you have to end up with one of them, and you can't go back.
At the end of the day, you're like, you'll do.
Fuck it, I'll take number 10.
Yeah, and that's where she's at the end of the movie. She's like, I guess I have to. And I mean, he's not horrible.
He's nice enough. He's rich. He loves me.
Yeah. But fortunately, it doesn't come to that.
No. Luckily, they never actually get married because Uncle Felix steps in all the time. He does the thing with the cow. He does another one, though. The baby. Yes, he fakes that the baby swallowed his watch.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. Fortunately, it didn't.
No, it's like no.
Yeah, but
I don't see how that could have happened.
And also that, like, the second act low point in this movie. First of all, if it's the second act low point, this movie has the shortest third act of all time, because it follows the formula pretty well. However, the big scare, or the big, like, sad when she's, like, given up almost, is when she finds out that Mr. Jones is actually engaged to his nurse, and that comes literally 10 minutes before the end of the movie. Not for credit roll, the end of the movie, including credits. So it's like 8 minutes left of the movie, and that's when she's like, everything's falling apart, and he's like, well, she married someone else, so I can be with you.
Yeah, I guess you can kind of count that the fact when Mr. Did we say his name was? Mr. Yardley.
Yardley, yeah.
When he starts suspecting her of being in love with Jefferson.
During the dance the night before.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
And the baby gets kidnapped.
Yeah. And then it's...
We didn't do spoiler warnings for this movie, but come on.
Once again, it's
from
almost
the 40s.
80 years old, so whatever.
I would count that as a low point for everyone, not just her.
Yeah, I guess that's where it starts.
When it starts getting messy.
True. Ooh, there is actually a colorized version.
Ooh,
it says also available in a computer colorized version, whatever that is. Anyway,
the only reason I'd like color is because I want to see the green tree and I want to see the red bows and all that stuff. It's nice.
However,
I love.
There is I have I have it in my other room. I bought the like I don't know what it was 80th anniversary edition of It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
The Blu-ray version later was the 4K, but whatever. That one had a colorized version of that movie, and I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting." But the thing is, when they colorized movies, because it's not like a modern colorized version. It was colorized for when, like, they could show color film on, like, cinemas and TVs in the, like, late 60s, early 70s. The colors aren't very vivid. It's very, like, pastel.
Like they've drawn over the gray.
Basically. Almost. So it's not.
I know it's
not very
the same.
vivid colors. So I usually prefer the black and white versions.
When it's an old movie, but if like.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if they were to release a black and white Christmas movie now, I'd be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Put some green in there.
Although that is, it's not a big trend, but there are movies that are made in color, but then being re-released in black and white because, like, old-timey directors or, like, directors who love old-timey movies want to do a black and white version. Remember Mad Max Fury Road? Remember, of course you know, but they made that like a year or two after the release. They made the black and chrome version, which was however, that was recolored, or I guess desaturated, but they didn't just, like, suck the color out of the movie. They actually, like, color graded it, so to speak, so that it's heavier on the contrast and stuff. But that one doesn't work.
That one already is kind of one tone.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, yeah, it's because he actually wanted to make it in black and white. It's like, yeah, sure he did. Is that why the movie has so much color in it?
Exactly,
everything,
that's what I mean.
The sand is, like, vibrant orange. All the, like, explosions are, the fireworks and all that.
Everything's just orange or brown.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of colors in it. A lot of it is, yes, because they're riding through a desert.
But it's on the same kind of part of the color wheel, you know?
But now, not when they introduce, like, greens and blues.
Like, that is eventually, that's true.
So I was always like, why would he want to make this in black and white? Like, why would he go so extremely the other way then, and not just tone it down, like he did with Furiosa, which was kind of, like, bland looking in comparison.
Yeah, even.
If you want to hear our thoughts on that movie, just check out the spoiler cast.
Check out the episode.
Check out the episode. But then I actually watched recently one of mine. I don't know, my favorite movies of the last fucking 10 years. Godzilla -1.
Oh yes.
Was re-released as Godzilla -1 minus color. Did you watch that?
Ooh, no.
Kind of to like it was actually released on the 70th anniversary of the original.
Okay, yeah, so to mimic that one, I guess.
And that one actually,
honor that one.
that one actually looks great in black and white. That one works.
Well, I can imagine, because that one doesn't have super bright colors in general.
No, and it takes
except for
the explosions and the ocean scenes.
That's about it, right?
Yeah. But also that it takes place in the 40s when movies were black and white.
Yes.
And Godzilla was originally a black and white movie. So then that made more sense.
Exactly.
But then I think, I haven't watched it, I think there's an official black and white version of Parasite for some reason.
I mean, again, that could work because that movie doesn't have too many bright colors. It doesn't rely on the coloring that much.
But what's the point? Is what I'm wondering.
There's no point to it.
Is it like, because the very like harsh like black and white, the upper class, the lower class. I don't know if that's what they were going for. I don't know. I just know that there was an official version of the movie that was black and white.
I mean, I can see how it could work.
I don't think
because there's a lot of striking like shapes and angles in that movie.
Yeah,
which could work with black and white, but I don't see the point of it. It's a style choice, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted to make it black and white. People are like, no, we can't do black and white movies.
That's what it. What the directors always say. Like, I want to do a black and white, but the damn producers wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
There's a review for it where they say, a Parasite black and white version, a sophisticated twist on a modern masterpiece. Twist.
Yep.
They just change the colors, whatever.
Check our episode on that one.
Yeah,
done
that too.
I don't know, man.
Another one, and I guess in modern times kind of started that trend back in 2006 or whatever. The Mist. Remember The Mist with Thomas Jane?
Yeah.
That one, when it was released on DVD, they did a black and white version because he said that originally he wanted to make it black and white because he wanted it to when he made the movie
2007 version, right?
Yeah. He wanted to make it as like an old 50s like creature feature, like B movie.
Yeah.
Like, Them or The Blob or whatever.
Yeah.
But the movie doesn't at all have that style. Like, there's a lot of handheld, and it almost feels like a documentary sometimes. So I've watched it in black and white because I have the DVD, and it's just, and that's also one where they basically just hit desaturate in the editing program.
Yeah,
it just looks great.
You have to when you make the movie in the first place, then you have to have a lot of contrast between things.
Yeah, exactly.
To make it work.
Yes.
Because just looking at the pictures of the mist, like when they're in the mist, that part in black and white would just be grey.
It would be grey mush, yeah.
Grey mush. You barely see the shapes of the people.
Yeah.
So, no. Then you would have to have put the people in, like, I don't know, pitch black clothing so you have perfect outlines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which they talk about. Damn, this is an episode where we just do anything but talk about the movie.
There's not a lot to say about Christmas in Connecticut.
True.
It's perfectly fine the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, watch it if you want to. Like, it's a bit of if you want to watch an old-timey Christmas movie, go for it. It has the whole classic Christmas debacle issue, and then happy ending.
And it actually takes place over Christmas. It starts on, it starts a couple of days before Christmas Eve, obviously. But the main is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Yeah, the only thing they don't do is like wrap presents and decorate the tree. They mention, but they don't actually do the stuff.
Yeah. Christmas is the background.
Yeah. It's just the setting.
Exactly.
You were saying something after we talked about the mist?
Oh, shit. Yeah, what was I going to say?
Because I said they would have to been in like dark black.
Yes. There's, I think you've seen it. There's an old Tim Burton movie called Ed Wood about the real life director Ed Wood. And that was shot in black and white because he made his movies in the late 40s and the 50s and early 60s even. So it's shot in black and white.
Ed Wood, that is.
Yeah,
yes.
Ed Wood, yeah. To kind of mimic the style of the Ed Wood movies and 50s movies in general. And they make a joke about that when they're shooting his magnum opus, Plan 9 from Outer Space. The like original worst movie ever. And they're picking out clothes for one of the female leads, and she goes up to the cinematographer and says like, "Which one do you like? The green or the red one? Which works best with the like because they have to compensate for black and white." And they mentioned that like, which looks best in black and white, the green one or the red one? He's like, "Lady, I'm colorblind, but the gray one looks good." It's like, oh, because they have to. The colors need to work in black and white.
Exactly.
Everyone can't just have like a brown shirt on because then everyone is going to look gray.
Yeah, you need to have different shades of everything because they pick up as different shades of gray. Then.
Yeah. Or some.
That movie has striking imagery when it comes to the shadows as well, which helps.
Oh yeah. You mean Ed Wood or Plan 9?
Yes. No, Ed Wood.
Yeah. Because that movie is made for black and white. Like everyone are obviously dressed in clothes that kind of maybe looks weird in color, but works perfectly in black and white.
Like they would probably not go together if you put it in color, but it looks good.
And that's what we're getting at. Just desaturizing a movie shot in color doesn't work.
It's not the same. No. You need to consider the black and white before.
Yeah. And that's why I think a lot of people say about old movies, one of them being Christmas in Connecticut, and like, I can't watch black and white movies because they look so boring. And it's like, I get it to some extent, but there's a difference when you're watching like an old movie in black and white because they're made to be in black and white.
Yeah, the black and white, it doesn't bother me in that sense. Like, it's not like I'm looking at it and going like, yeah, everyone's just wearing gray. No. I can see the difference in color, so to speak, in shades, I guess.
Shades, yeah.
And they make sure to choose more striking silhouettes and stuff like that. Like her gown she wears at the little party thing, gorgeous. Yeah. Even though it's black and white and you don't really know, you can tell that there are different colors.
You can imagine. Yeah. And that's the thing. And especially, a movie like this, that looks very good. It's very well shot and well made. Yeah. You can almost, like, in your mind's eye, see the colors.
Yeah.
And that's why I have never had a problem with black and white movies.
When the first wedding is supposed to happen, she's wearing this, the
kind of, like...
skirt suit thing. What's it called? There's a name for it. I don't remember the name for it. Yeah. Blazer and a skirt, and they match. Yeah. I'm like envisioning that in like a pink tone.
or that one, the one piece with the like pattern on the front, which I think has a bit of cleavage. And I think it's when the guy's supposed to come there, the Mr. Jones, and they're like, is that like? Someone mentions like it's not very ladylike or something. She's like, I don't care because she wants to look good, I suppose. And she's not actually a housewife from Connecticut,
she's wearing pink on the posters. I mean, that's...
that might
did I see the poster before? No, I don't know if I did.
I don't know. But that one, you can just... It's obviously, for me at least, that was obviously red. It forces you to use your imagination, which I think is good.
Yeah.
It enriches the experience of watching the movie.
I'm scrolling through the pictures of the movie. That's why I'm a bit distracted.
Oh, okay.
Because she has really nice clothes, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
Beautiful silhouettes, beautiful gowns.
That's kind of funny you mentioned that because, I think the movie she worked on before this, or at least close to this, she worked on Double Indemnity, the noir movie I mentioned. And obviously in those kind of detective stories, everyone has to, especially the femme fatale characters, they have to have very, striking dresses and big hats and all that, And she obviously has that kind of clothing, costumes. And she loved outfits. She loved the clothes so much that she brought the costume designer from that movie to make her clothes for this movie as well. That's so obviously like you have some professional ass people working on her at least her costumes in this movie, her outfits.
Yeah, because again, the male actors maybe aren't as easy to dress up. I guess then you just make sure they have different shades to make it appear different.
Yeah,
which is why Felix often seems to be wearing lighter suits.
Yeah, he's always dressed in something white or light.
Yeah.
And Sloane is always in pitch black clothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Jones is usually more like casual. I mean, he has the navy suit, but he removes that and just walks around in a shirt most of the time.
Yeah.
And then you have what was it? Yardley, who has more like old time longer suits, almost with the penguin thing.
Yeah, and he has the detail of like his tie and the little pocket square.
Yeah. It's almost like they have like themes for each character.
Yeah.
It's almost like they thought about it and not just put them in.
Something they don't really do these days.
No.
I mean, sure.
In some movies, like, but not if you made like a romantic comedy, it's just like, put them in nice clothing.
Yeah. Sometimes they do like, but this character's only gonna wear these shades.
Yeah, sure.
Like they'll be the blue character and that's the green character. That gets boring.
Yeah.
They give the character a uniform and it's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Because then you can go more specific with that person.
Yeah, where their clothes kind of inform the character.
Yeah, but without being too different.
Yeah, sure.
Like here, all the men have suits, but a different kind of suit.
Yeah.
It's not the goth, the jock.
no, it's not
nerd.
that.
That's a bit too much, in my opinion.
That's what they're gonna do in the TikTok version.
Oh.
Sloane.
Yes.
Sloane is gonna be, obviously he has the fedora and he has the he has a suit jacket, but he has a t-shirt underneath and then sweatpants. And anyway. And Elizabeth, Barbara Stanwyck's character, since she's like a TikToker, I guess a Twitch streamer or something, she would wear she wears sweatpants as well, but they're low cut, and she has like a I don't know if they call it that anymore, crop top?
Yeah, a cropped shirt. Or baby tee or something.
Yeah.
I honestly, I imagined her more like, what's her name? Pansino is her last name.
Rosanna Pansino, yeah.
Rosanna Pansino,
nerdy
kind of like that.
nummies.
Yeah. Still looking a little bit, housewifey.
Because we're talking so much about Reddit mods and simps, I was just thinking of Pokimane.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Pokimane, or speaking of someone who can cook,
Cutie Cinderella bakes a lot on her streams.
Yeah, but she's more
casual.
Yeah. Can't believe I know all these names. There's a lady on YouTube. I guess she's on TikTok, but I see TikTok. Shorts. Girl cooking shorts. No, it's gonna be weird. Let's see what happens.
That's gonna be weird. Explain, please.
Where is she? There she is. Her channel is just called Olivia, so I guess she's Olivia.
Okay.
And she has a very distinct style. Not her clothing, but the way she
does she cook?
The way she cooks, yeah. It's very like, I'm cool when I cook. And she does a lot of fuck you to the screen for some reason. I don't know. I can show you here. I can link it to you.
Yeah, please, because I'll
put one of her videos somewhere here so you can watch it. And they're always super short, and there's always like a cool song in the background. That? She's even like she's collabed with Joshua Weissman and other like famous YouTubers. And like,
and it's all the quick cuts and shit. Oh
yeah, and
I can't stand this kind of.
No, and I don't know. It's kind of fun, but she also has this like, obviously I don't know. It's
attitude.
Attitude. Like it's like she like doesn't seem to like her audience. Or
that's a thing.
Yeah,
though,
but why? Like, why is she flipping me off when she's making French toast? Fuck you! What did I do? I don't know. a very standoffish attitude, which
yeah, but it's because some people like.
Yeah,
that.
I know. And it's to show this is no nonsense cooking, motherfucker. I'm making you a steak, okay? Shut up, basically.
She's competing with all the chefs, the male chefs that do the same thing, but it works in their benefit.
I guess, but I've never seen any. At least not the YouTube cooks I watch. They're not very like, fuck you, I'm making food. Like I said, I like anti-chef. He's very soft-spoken.
Yeah, this is TikTok.
I guess that's why I don't like it. It's fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's something like that could be since she's cooking. That could be what she looks like. It could be her. It could be her, and it just turns out she can't cook. She's a fucking fake.
That's what all the quick cuts are. It's just faking it.
That 1 minute video took her 2 days to shoot.
Because she had someone else do everything in between.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
No, yeah.
Those are our thoughts on Christmas in Connecticut. It's our ideas for a modern brain rot remake. And a little bit of talk about black and white modern movies. I think we're going to wrap it up there.
I think so too.
Because we're about to hit an hour. But just, to wrap it up then. We both liked the movie.
Yeah.
It was adequately Christmas.
Sure, yes, but it won't make my rotation.
Okay.
It's not Christmassy enough.
So far, I am 0 for 3 when it comes to you. Okay.
Yes. And I'm sorry, but I just don't have old movies really don't do it for me that way.
No. Well,
I want the Hallmark stupid cookie cutter red and green.
I actually tried to watch a Hallmark. It wasn't the official Hallmark, but it was a Hallmark movie, called It Takes a Christmas Village. And it's obviously kind of low budget. But it wasn't bad. It was just like I was watching nothing for 90 minutes. and when the 40-minute mark came around, I was like, what? 40 minutes? Nothing has happened yet. From 2021.
21.
Yeah. The trailer makes it look kind of exciting, but then it's just like, oh, nothing happens in this movie. And the Christmas market they put together is literally one scene, and it's inside, and you don't get to see it. It's so weird because they obviously didn't have any money to work with. Sorry.
I'll compile a little list of the good kind of Hallmark Christmas movies. For our end of the year special when we're already listing movies.
Sure, you can make a separate Hallmark list.
Yeah, because I do have some of them on my list, obviously.
And I'll keep trying to make you like black and white movies. Maybe next Halloween we'll do classic horror movies or something.
Yeah, well, horror I'm more open.
Yeah, but I'm talking like 40s and 50s, maybe 30s even.
No, I'm still more open for them.
All right.
I want to see Creature from the Blue Lagoon.
Black Lagoon.
No, Black Lagoon.
Sure. But anyway, that's going to have to be it. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We'll see you next week for the official last episode, right?
Yeah. It's the Christmas episode.
The Christmas episode. And that's,
I'm kind of lost on how we're recording this.
We are pre-recording this a little bit, but this comes out on the 21st. So the next one will be the 28th, but we are kind of talking about releasing it the 24th since it's actually Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And then we'll have that special little extra on the 28th.
Yeah, exactly. So the next time we see you, it'll be Christmas Eve, and then we're going to talk about perhaps the greatest Christmas movie of all time. It's a Wonderful Life. Maybe.
Absolutely.
I mean, not maybe. We're going to talk about that one. Maybe it's the best Christmas.
Yes.
But that's for next week. And until then, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
The Spoiler Cast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It's hosted by Tobias Vedén and Rebecca Vedén. Produced and directed by Tobias Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. I also want to give a big shout out to all our patrons. Mom and Mac, Laura Kinney, Daniel El Gaiso, Christopher Belén, Mom, Dad, Seek85, and Jacob.